Hey there, Libra. Welcome to your blank reading, apparently, for your November bonus reading. You have this Deep Knowing card and this To the Sea card. And so the To the Sea card can represent going to places you've never been before, and that Deep Knowing card is about something that you know, of course, deep down inside. And I would listen to your inner voice or your inner knowingness at this time, especially, pretty much having to do with anything, because, you have this Hermit here, and I'm going to start with the Hermit, actually, even though normally I would start with the Lovers, but I kind of feel like the Hermit is saying that you have learned what you needed to learn, and now it's like you need to trust yourself, right? With that Hermit energy. And, the Hermit has been through a dark night of the soul. He has found his inner light, but he needs to trust his inner light. And you start with the Lovers here. And the Lovers can, of course, represent love or a new connection coming in for you. So if you're looking for love, definitely could be a love connection. The Hermit, I feel, is saying trust your intuition on a person, especially if you're like meeting a new person, or, if you're meeting someone that you don't know much about, right? And so I would trust your gut feelings at this time with this card. I also feel that even if you're not looking for love, and even if you are, for all of you, that if you have a choice to make, you have the To the Sea card, you also have the Six of Swords right here. And the Six of Swords is definitely moving in a new direction, so a lot of you are clearly moving towards new things. Your crossing energy is the Hermit. The crossing energy in the Celtic cross can be what hurts you or helps you in the Celtic cross. And the Hermit says that you really need to trust yourself. That's what he's saying to me, to you, in your reading, that you really need to trust the things that you've learned, and, trust not only your intuition, but also just what you know, like I said with that Deep Knowing card, because he really shouldn't doubt himself. He's been on this long journey to climb to the top of this mountain, and he has found his inner light through soul searching and going through a dark night of the soul as well, maybe. It's not always true with the Hermit, but, he can represent going through a dark night of the soul. So I think you need to trust yourself and not doubt yourself. I really get that message from this card, like something about you doubting yourself, or, doubting your intuition or your knowingness or whatever it is. And so I would like really listen to yourself. In the area of what's on your mind, you have the Strength card. I feel like you are looking at how much work you've done. Again, the Hermit has climbed to the top of the mountain. The Strength card, this lady is taming this lion. It has its tail between its legs here, and it's submitting to her. And so I feel for a lot of you, you have done a lot of work on yourself. I mean, the Strength card, that lion represents her inner voice, her inner critic, her inner demons, and she is taming those things in her life. Now, this is something that she has to do every single day, so she has to kind of stay on top of her inner voice and make sure she's using good words on herself. But, I kind of do feel this is saying that you have the strength to go after something that you want to do, or you have the strength to move forward, even with the Six of Swords coming up in the very near future. In the area of your foundation, you have the Fool. We go from the Fool to the Six of Swords to the Five of Swords, and the Fool is a new beginning or taking a leap of faith. The Six of Swords, this woman and the child in the boat, they are definitely having a new beginning. They're moving on to calmer shores, but they're going somewhere they've never been before, and they are leaving everything behind them behind. So they are completely letting go of the past for the hopes of a brighter future. And I feel for a lot of you that you could be taking, kind of like some sort of leap of faith at this time. The Fool, to me, really says that you're prepared. He has this tiny little sack on his back here, and he's about to go through the whole entire major arcana. So he's about to go on this long journey, but he is really only taking this right here, his head, with him, right? The things that he has learned. So I feel like this is saying that you are sometimes, well, let's put it this way. Sometimes I feel like the Fool is saying that you're a little bit over prepared. Like there's really nothing more that you have to prepare for. You just have to like take a leap of faith, right? In the area of your past, you have this Armadillo spirit. It says set healthy boundaries. You have this Pig spirit. It says use your mind wisely. It's like you have learned. With the Strength card, definitely in the area of what's on your mind in this reading, I feel that you definitely have learned to use your mind wisely, and you have learned how to prepare yourself for things, or I think you've learned, you have the Tower in the past, and of course we definitely want it in the past. And so I think you've learned from past Tower moments. A lot of, with this Armadillo here, definitely all could be about boundaries or setting boundaries with people, or just even like places like work or business as well. And so I feel a lot of you have kind of like learned how to take care of yourself. You have the Tower in the area of the past. The past is the energy that you're moving past. Just thinking about this year, 2024, in general, you've had the Tower a lot with me, and I feel for you, Libra, it's been all about reality. We had an eclipse in your sign. We had that full moon in Aries in your opposite sign. Like, a lot of these things have probably, made you see reality for what it actually is. And the Tower is all about accepting a new reality. These people have been trying to protect themselves in the Tower. And, the story of the Tower is that they built these walls up around them too high, and now they're being brought back down to reality. So they have to accept reality for what it is. And I kind of feel that's what you have learned to do over the past, the entire year, 2024. And, again, this is a good thing that this is showing up in the past, because I feel like you are leaving these difficult lessons in the past. Part of me feels like this could be Pluto going into Aquarius. I think people don't realize how difficult Pluto in Capricorn is. Pluto has a highly elliptical orbit. When it's in Capricorn, it's very close to Earth. And I say close, it's still very far away, but it's as close as it can be. And now in Aquarius, it's kind of coming around the Earth, and it's shooting out. It's going very far away now. And it's going to take a long time for it to get very, very far away. But when it's close, we definitely experience these changes very closely in our life. So I think that the energy moving away is going to be a good thing. Next, in the area of the very near future, you have this approve card and this compassion card. I feel like you need to start approving of yourself. It is funny that a lot of this set of readings, they've had a lot to do with the self, or how people see themselves, and people needing to be confident, or people needing to believe that they are enough in life, or people needing to believe that they can accomplish the things that they want to accomplish. And I think the compassion card is saying you need to have compassion for yourself. It's if we're saying that we can't do something, then we are not being kind or compassionate to ourselves. And I feel that these cards are saying approve of yourself and have compassion for yourself, and tell yourself that you can do whatever it is that you want to do. You have the Six of Swords. Again, this woman and the child in this boat are moving forward to calmer shores. They have nothing on them but the clothing on their back. So they are having a completely fresh start, and they're completely starting over on the other side of the choppy waters, but they are being guided at this time. So I feel a lot of you, maybe it's felt choppy, but I also feel that you are being guided through this time. So, again, I don't really get much here other than this should give you comfort, that you are being guided, that your guides are kind of working with you, or, whatever you want to call it. In your outcome row, you have this Be Present card. It says find clarity in the moment. You have this Accept What Is. It says the act of acceptance will bring peace. So yes, I feel like you need to accept the things that are happening in your life, and I also feel it is a great time to be present. In the area of the next few months, you have the King of Pentacles, which is great. I'm pretty sure you get the King of Pentacles with me a lot. It's Nine of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, Seven of Swords, or Seven of Pentacles you always get with me. That is basically a Libra reading. And the King of Pentacles is wealth, or building wealth. Usually he is building wealth with his skills. He has some sort of skill that makes him successful. He has these grapes on his cloak, and grapes in the tarot represent having a skill that is difficult for most people, but he is good at doing it. So you could have a skill that is difficult for most people, but you are good at, and I would pay attention to those skills that you have, because I feel they could be making you more successful, or you could be growing something in your life with the King of Pentacles as well. And this could be you really nurturing something into existence with the King of Pentacles. In the area of your closest relationships, you have the Devil. I will say that pretty much every single person has had something weird in the area of closest relationships. We have Mars going retrograde in Leo more at the end of the year, but we are, kind of getting close. And what I will say is, I think that when people are stressed out, they show their true colors. I think I said that to Aquarius as well. And I think the end of the year could be stressful for some people, other people maybe not, but for some people definitely. And I feel that the Devil is saying that, people could be showing their true colors at this time, and you need to trust them, as in, if someone shows you who they are, believe them, right? And if they show you that they're not a good person, then they're not a good person. If they show you that they are a good person, then they are a good person. And I feel like that's what the Devil is talking about. I also think that we do have a lot of, I know we have a bunch of retrogrades going on at the end of the year. We have Mercury going retrograde at the end of this month. We already have retrograde planets right now. And what I'm wondering is if like these retrograde heavy times could just be good for removing toxic energy in general. It could be like toxic habits, toxic things that you're surrounded by in your environment. And it might just be a good time to like look at the things in your life and say, are these things toxic or are they helpful? And just get rid of the stuff that's not helpful in your life, right? Next, in the area of your future feelings, you have this Five of Swords. Five of Swords is an interesting card because it can say that you feel like a winner, but it like at what cost? He has won at all cost, and it's kind of reminds me of like have you ever when we're children, right, we play with people, but it's like every once in a while you'll come across a kid who just like wants to win too much, and it's like not fun to play with that person. And that's kind of like popping into my head with the Five of Swords is that type of energy where someone they're not really being playful because they just want to win, right? And there's a big difference, right? And so I think that for some of you, this can say, like, I feel like you feel that way, like you're wondering if you are winning too much or something. I don't know, it's kind of a weird message, I'm not gonna lie, but I am getting that message, and this could be in any area of your life. And I think that there's other ways, other perspectives that we could look at this as well. It's like maybe you're having a realization that you're protecting yourself too much with this the armadillo spirit, like in love, for example. It's like sometimes we can try to protect ourselves so much that we don't even open up to people, and then they don't want to date us, right? And I kind of feel this is saying, anything that you want and that you don't have, it's like, are you trying to protect yourself too much, or are you really the winner, or are you kind of preventing yourself from true success? And that's kind of the energy I get here, Libra. And I'm not calling you out or anything. I just feel it's saying like, are there things that you can do to be more open, or to play more with people that you meet, or whatever the case may be. For your outcome, you have the Page of Pentacles. I love the Page of Pentacles, especially like in an outcome position, because to me it's like fresh spring energy. It kind of says that you are stepping into this like fresh, vibrant, new energy in your life. I do feel like this could be a person as well. So if you want love, there definitely could be a person that's coming in. And I would open up, even with the Hermit, as you're crossing energy. The Hermit says at a certain point you have to, be available to be in a connection in the first place. I also feel that it is an excellent time for learning. Again, we have, even though Pluto's leaving Capricorn, we, back in like 2016, we had Saturn in Capricorn. And, we've just had all this energy go through Capricorn, big energy, Saturn, also Pluto, obviously. And, I think sometimes Capricorn, according to Chris's crappy astrology here, can be profitable education, meaning if we teach ourselves things, it could make us money, but maybe not even money. It could just get us things that we want. So even though Pluto's leaving and all, obviously Saturn has left, you can still work with the energy and still like learn things or teach yourself things so that you can be successful. And the Page of Pentacles is a card of studiousness and learning. And so I still think it's an excellent time to learn. With the Lovers and the Hermit, you have the Death card. Yeah, like this is a change in perspective, like I said, with that Five of Swords. I feel it's like something is changing. I don't feel, it's like there's two things popping into my head. It's like, I don't think you're making any sacrifices. Like sometimes I think we say, okay, like maybe I'm being too much and I have to make some sacrifices to let a person into my life. That's not what I'm getting, It's like sometimes I think we have this list of expectations for a partner, and then as we get older, we're like, okay, I got to start removing some of these things so I can have a person. That's not what I'm saying here. It's like I still think you can, have your beliefs, for example. It's like this guy right here, this Pope-looking guy, he kind of represents our belief systems or the things that we believe in. He's begging for his life. He doesn't want to undergo the transformation on the Death card, but I'm not really getting that. Like you can still have the things that you want, but maybe you have to be more open or just be open to being flexible or something. With the Strength card, yes, you have the Empress. Doesn't surprise me. I mean, strength in the area of what's on your mind could definitely lead to Empress energy, because in your mind, you have become stronger, which is great. And, the Empress says that you are probably, attracting things into your life. The other thing that I love about having this card in the area of what's on your mind is that I believe we're in a time of efficiency. And the Empress is very efficient. All she has to do is wave that scepter in front of her, and the wheat in front of her will grow. So she isn't struggling to get to get her abundance or to get growth, right? And so the fact that you've probably been working on yourself for a long time can definitely make things easier in life, because you have like developed the skills necessary to allow things into your life. And I think being in receptive mode, or whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter what gender you are either. I think that'll be very helpful with the Empress. With the Fool card, you have the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is a victory or a big success coming up. It's coming up in your foundation, which is great. The Ace of Swords is laser-like focus as well. The Ace of Swords is all about picking one thing that you want to accomplish, could be anything, and really making it your focus. And I think the more focused you are with that Fool card, the more successful you will be, and that's definitely what I would do with that card. With the Tower in your past history, you have the Ten of Wands, things being hard. So I think you are releasing things being a challenge or being a struggle or being difficult or challenging in your life. I like the Ten of Wands personally. I know some people read it as a more challenging card, and it can represent a challenge, but he planted those wands, and he's about to reach his home in the background here, and he is about to have his harvest. So I think that, coming up in this area, the past, it's like you are finally moving past all the hard work and you're getting to this place of success. With the Six of Pentacles, Six of Swords, you have the Two of Pentacles. This is like a choice, The Two of Pentacles can be juggling or spinning plates, and you have that Ace of Swords, which is saying focus. So if you are doing a lot right now, I feel that the Two of Pentacles is saying it would be better for you to like focus on one thing instead of focusing on 900 things and trying to do it all. I also think that you have a choice between like staying where you are or going across the choppy waters. I think you've already made the choice that you are going to, kind of move on to calmer shores in your life, and maybe you want things to be easier. Maybe that's a better way to put this reading as well. It kind of just popped into my head, is that it's almost like you're not fighting anymore, and or it's like you're just not going to engage in battles. It's like sometimes I think we do surrender and we say like, okay, I'm just not going to do things that are such a struggle anymore. It's almost like you're releasing the struggle. Maybe that's a better way to put it. With the King of Pentacles, you have the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands, of course, is boundaries, and I do feel like having healthy boundaries with the Armadillo spirit as well is a good idea. The Nine of Wands is also my card of experimentation. And I see a lot of this right now. I mean, we have a lot of energy, I think, like Neptune and Pisces, Uranus and Taurus. These are energies where we have to be like a little bit more flexible. Even Neptune and Pisces, we can have this big dream, but Neptune, I think, I personally don't think Neptune rules Pisces. I still think it's Jupiter. Jupiter is Pisces' ancient ruler. The problem with Neptune is it's like the biggest ocean you could possibly imagine, with like 1,000 hurricanes over your head and like 10,000 foot seas. Like it's like the roughest ocean you could possibly imagine. So it's like we have these big dreams, but like they're just like we're getting tossed all over the place with that Neptune and Pisces energy. And we have Saturn there as well, which is like telling everybody like, okay, like you have to get to work, but like how can you work in 10,000 foot seas? You can't. And so I feel that is a challenge. We have to experiment. We have to try to accomplish things in different ways. Also, if we do have a big dream, it's like probably the way that we think we're going to accomplish things is not how it's actually going to go. So we have to be willing to try other ways of being successful. But if you do that, you will be successful. With the Devil, you have the Ace of Pentacles. Actually pretty good. Ace of Pentacles is, a card of growth and nurturing connections. This area of the reading is your closest relationships, which is all relationships. And so I feel that you're more focused on, relationships that grow. And that's just plain and simple. With the Five of Swords, you have the Three of Pentacles. Also pretty good. That kind of makes that Five of Swords better, because it could say that you're more focusing on co-creation and not so much on like competition, which is kind of what we were talking about earlier with that Five of Swords. And the Three of Pentacles is a card of, creating something great. It's a card of quality work. He has done a good job completing these Three Pentacles. So you're probably just focusing on connections where you can work together. With the Page of Pentacles, you have the Five of Cups. I still think that people could, at the end of the year here, could be thinking about, like the way things used to be when things were easier or things were different. But I believe we kind of have to it is like our job to create that. It's no one is going to save us. And especially, I said this when Neptune went into Pisces years ago, that, the whole point of Neptune and Pisces as well, it's funny that I was talking about that, is that, Neptune is going to move into Aries at the end of 2025, like beginning of 2026. And, it's the continuation of the journey of Neptune and Pisces, which is we have to save ourselves. So, anything you can do to focus on your own strength, right, with the strength card, or anything you can do to bring more light into the world would be amazing for you. So I would definitely, any good ideas that you think you have, even if you are afraid of looking like a fool with the Fool card, I would do it. You have this February card, and this vase card says Secret Admirer. I feel like you could be meeting someone who's born in February. Could be an Aquarius or a Pisces that's coming in for you if you're looking for love. Probably an Aquarius popping into my head here. You also have like Leo, Gemini, Virgo, Scorpio, and Capricorn could be coming in for you. So, could be any sign. You have this shark. It says, take care or there will be loss of material wealth. I think this is true for everyone. I mean, I say it in almost every reading. Like, even if you have $1 billion, I wouldn't be, wasting it or spending it on things that you don't need, all that other good stuff. You have this finger. It says, warning you of a problem either now or in the future. I would pay attention to the knowledge that you've gained. Hermit and that Strength card. If someone shows you who they are, trust them. And like we said earlier. You have this bag card. It says something important such as a new job or a raise. Work looks really good for you. I think the last 2 quarters of this year have been really good for you work-wise. So a lot of you could be experiencing positive work changes. You also have this Lily card. It says spiritual love on it. So if you want a connection, there could be a very strong connection coming in for you. But this looks pretty good, pretty simple here, Libra. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.